Welcome to Coffee with Gays. I'm Blaine.
And I'm Reed.
And this is the finale to our Pride episode, actually. And we're titling this one Because of Them, remembering the icons behind Pride and what Pride means to us today. We've done a 3-episode Pride arc. And this episode today, I would call a love letter to the icons of the people who kind of made Pride, and a reminder that we have the next chapter to write in our generation.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Reed?
I support you, Blaine.
How was your Pride? You didn't do anything, did you?
No, I'm not. As we discussed,
I'm going to cut you off. I went to Sitges Pride in Barcelona.
What you went to
Sitges?
Sitges.
It's a gay beach town in Barcelona. If you haven't been, I totally recommend it. It's one of the coolest places in Spain. And it's just 20 minutes outside of Barcelona.
Oh, I meant to ask, hey, Blaine, welcome back from Spain. How was your trip?
Thank you. I'm a little tan and very excited about it. It was a great time. It was my friend's 40th birthday. We had a fabulous time. But love Sitges. Pride Parade was absolutely incredible, super fun. It wasn't as packed as I thought it would be, but I think that was great. So, yeah.
Now, my question, did you guys already know that the Pride stuff was going on? So that's why you strategically
we put
planned.
Ourselves in that situation.
Got it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You would not have done that, I have a feeling.
Nope, I wouldn't. I mean, not that I would have definitely gone to Spain. So next time you guys are going to Spain, yes, I'll hitch a ride.
I also think we have to get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way for Coffee with Gays. You said something in a previous episode that you want to apologize for.
Yes, I'd like to apologize for using the term polygamy. Again, no judgment to any relationship out there. My apologies for using the term polygamy.
That was really controversial. People really had a lot to say on social about that one.
I like to think that I did address it when it did happen, right?
Yeah, you did. But you're just Mr. Monogamous, and that's just all there is to it.
Well, let me also say I am no saint. We know
that. We definitely know your number isn't 20.
It's probably way lower.
It's higher.
But yes, I'm no judgment. I support everybody. It's all about love.
All about love. Well, speaking of, we have been running our first sets of series, so to speak, on our Coffee with Gays social channels. The first one was Because of Them, looking back on the lives that made Pride possible. Something that I've been doing a little bit solo, but I enjoyed it a lot. Really looking at the gay icons. So we're going to talk about that this episode. But before we start and dive in to the whole shebang, I wanted to do a game because we haven't done a game in forever. I don't think you and I have just done a game either.
Oh, shit, a game.
No, and I'm actually really super excited about this one. And it's titled, Did That Gay Thing Actually Happen? And I'm going to give you 4 multiple choice questions, okay? And only one of the options is real. And 3 things are just kind of made up. And so you're going to have to guess which one is real and which one isn't. So the only one of the 4 things is real.
All right, shoot.
Okay,
hit me.
Multiple choice. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Read. Which one of these actually happened? In the 1990s, a group of drag queens in Texas legally adopted each other to create a chosen family tree. That's option A. B, a San Francisco lesbian bar once accepted live chickens as a cover charge. C, a trans activist once threw a high heel at a senator during a hearing on marriage equality. And then Marsha P. Johnson modeled for Andy Warhol.
I think it's going to be C or D.
You have to pick one. You can't just pick 2.
I live in the gray area, Blaine.
No, there's no gray area in multiple choice. Did you take the SAT?
I actually didn't.
Okay, well, there's no gray areas.
Let's go with C.
C. That is wrong. Marsha P. Johnson did indeed model for Andy Warhol.
That bitch.
It's actually amazing. It's and I'll put photos of it. Ladies and Gentlemen series in the 1970s where she was glammed up. And it was like portraits of drag queens and transgender individuals. Okay. Which one of these was a real moment in gay history? 1, a group of queer nuns chained themselves to a cathedral altar to protest the Pope. Okay. In 1980s, a Chicago gay bar hosted Ronald Reagan look-alike contest where the winner was a lesbian in full drag. C. Bayard Rustin helped write speeches for MLK and advised Coretta Scott King on how to throw a proper cocktail party. D. In 1977, protesters threw cream pies in Anita Bryant's face on live television.
I'm going to go with C.
You know what? It was a partial, that's a little tricky of me. It's actually D. Anita Bryant got full pied on live TV in 1997. Do you know who Anita Bryant was? The crazy religious.
Yeah, I look
lunatic.
up her recipes online all the time.
No, you don't. Oh my God, this video was so crazy. Like she was just like spewing hate on live TV, and then literally some guy just came up and just full on put a pie in her face. Yeah, Southern Baptist crazy lady. Which one of these is actually real? A, the original rainbow flag design included glitter sewn into the fabric for gay sparkle power. A gay couple. B, a gay couple in 1960s North Carolina got arrested for cohabitating in matching robes. C, in 1983, lesbians in Boston started a pirate radio station called Dyke Airwaves. And D, a group of lesbians formed a coalition called the Blood Sisters to donate blood during the AIDS crisis.
It's either B or D.
But you can't exist in the gray area, Reed. We already talked about it. Rules. The rules. Pick B, D.
I feel like B, you threw in the robes.
Really? Clearly you didn't watch because of them, our series.
So it was D.
It is D.
Yeah.
Yes. The Blood Sisters were actually real, and that was their name, and they had banners and everything. And it actually was really one of my favorite episodes that I recorded. Okay. Last question. Which of these is a real gay historical event? A 19th century drag queen, so that'd be 1800s, just so you know, got arrested for hosting illegal drag balls and demanded a presidential pardon. In 1982, lesbians in Portland formed a motorcycle gang that only allowed members who could deadlift their own weight. In C, in 1979, a gay man in Ohio tried to legally marry himself so he could get health insurance. And then D, RuPaul once ran for the mayor of San Francisco as a joke campaign called Wigs and Taxes.
I'm going to go with D.
That is wrong. I think you've gotten all of these wrong. It is actually a 19th century drag queen got arrested for hosting illegal drag balls and demanded a presidential pardon. We will talk about him again. Wow. If you had watched Because of Them, our series, you would know that, Reed.
I'm just so a part of it that I didn't think that I needed to watch.
You just didn't need to watch and didn't have to understand our history. Well, good. It'll be a good learning experience for you. So this year, 2025 Pride, very different, I think, from previous Prides, probably over the last decade. I'm so excited about Pride this year. You know why?
Why?
I feel like we finally took our Pride back this year because it used to be like all these corporate sponsors. It was like, IBM would change their stupid logo. IBM, really? Like, why would you have like an IBM logo that's a Pride logo? That's it's the most boring company in the world, and you're going to have a Pride logo? Dumb. And then you have Target that had like, I don't know, these huge displays of Pride merchandise, which just kept getting more and more outrageous every single year. Last year, they were like targeting children, caused a huge uproar. This year, it was like a tiny little, like nothing thing. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm absolutely fine with it.
You seem very fine with it. No, you seem kind of angry about it.
I am angry about it. Because look, here's the deal too. Like a lot of straight people move into our gay neighborhoods. They want to take over. You go to West Hollywood, for example, where I also used to live. And what happens? Vanderpump puts in that stupid Tom Tom restaurant, and a bunch of straight people go and have their dates there.
It's not Tom Tom. It's called
It's called Tom Tom. It was called Pump. Pump's closed now.
Why?
But she closed it. Who knows? Because it wasn't popular anymore. I don't know. But Tom Tom is still open, and guess who goes there? Not gay people, only freaking straight people. You go there, and there's a ton of straight people on dates. What guy is taking a girl to the gay neighborhood for a date? I do not get it.
Do you think that there are many circumstances that could be happening here, right? The guy could be gay and that could be his girl best friend. A, B, the girl said, "Babe, take me to, whatever."
They love that Vanderpump show, and that's why they want to do it. And it's just gross to me. Like we don't have a lot of spaces. It's not like we take up a lot of space. Like the straights take up all the space. And it's like the girls that bring their bachelorette parties to our bar too. Like I'm over that too. I am. Don't you expect me to come entertain you at our gay bar, especially if you don't have a gay friend with you.
So Blaine dislikes bachelorette parties.
No.
As much as I dislike the rainbow flag.
Look, I don't mind a bachelorette party as long as you're, one, respectful, and two, ideally, if you go to a gay bar, have a gay friend with you. We are not here to entertain you. Does that make sense?
I mean, I'm pretty entertaining sometimes. When I'm drinking, I'm pretty entertaining. I don't care.
I know. The gays are very entertaining. So I get the lure and the draw, but it's just gotten a little ridiculous. And then,
why do we have to segregate?
I'll tell you why. It's because a lot of like what has happened with Pride, for example. So over the last 10 years, we saw it as this like huge inclusive move that all these companies were doing. The reality of the situation is they took over Pride. They started sponsoring it. And because they started sponsoring it, it was all of a sudden it had become kid friendly.
But I don't recall seeing too much Pride support pre-Pulse Nightclub.
It really started,
2016.
Yeah, but that was also gay marriage too. It all happened at the same time.
Was gay marriage before or after the shooting? The shooting was June 12th. Are you looking that up right now?
Of course I am.
Yep, you
we
tapped
don't have
those
a
fingers.
Producer. It was actually 2015, which is what I thought. So that happened a year later. But my point is that's when the momentum started. And then it just got like really out of.
I honest to God think it blew up because as a Orlando resident, when Pulse Nightclub happened, I had never seen prime example, the Sunday morning after the Pulse shooting. So the shooting occurred June 12th, Saturday night. Sunday morning, Chick-fil-A that was right down the street from Pulse Nightclub opened up and made a bunch of food and brought it over to all the victims and the families and everything else.
Oh, that was nice of them.
It gives me goosebumps to this day. So that's why I get so upset whenever people are all anti Chick-fil-A. Like, I was there when they opened up for Pulse.
By the way, I'm going to get, dude, this is a dirty little secret. You know who eats the most Chick-fil-A? Gay people.
I mean,
literally.
Gay people work at Chick-fil-A.
Gay men. Gay men eat so much Chick-fil-A, and they're really secret about it. It's like a thing.
I'm not being secret. Like, I love Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'll eat Chick-fil-A too. Like, you can have whatever stance you want as an owner of a company. I don't care. Again, once again, not everyone has to accept everything. Like, I'm so sick of this.
Yeah.
You know what, Reed? I would like to take you to a fun Pride Parade as we've started reclaiming it. Will you come to the Dallas Cedar Springs Pride Parade in September?
No.
You should. We do a fabulous thing with my hairstylist. He has the salon right on Cedar Springs, and we do a whole spread and everything, and we go out to the street, and then we watch all the floats. It's a lot of fun, and you have drinks and food and everything, and you have a bathroom.
If I wanted to stare at hot dudes in leather halters or whatever,
they're not even leather halters, more like G-strings.
Let me just be honest. I have a Twitter account, okay? I'm good. I'm solid.
Oh, what's your dirty Twitter?
I'm not telling you my dirty Twitter.
Oh my God. Do we have to search for that? Holy shit.
I'm probably stupid enough to have it the same as all my other handles, but whatever. We're not going to go there.
Oh my God. That is going to totally be a clip for sure. Everyone search for Reed's dirty Twitter. I didn't even know it existed, by the way. We learned so much about each other here, Reed. I know.
This is what happens. Did you drug my wine? My wine is...
I know it's a little wine tonight because we're actually filming at night because somebody was a little late today. But, look, at the end of the day, Pride was never theirs is my thing. It was always about us. It was always about our people. And it's ours. And it started with resistance and not like freaking rainbow cupcakes and silly little T-shirts at Target.
Yes, Blaine. I understand what you're saying. However, for those of you heterosexual individuals out there that like to support your gay community, you are more than welcome to. No problem. We accept you just like you accept us.
I have plenty of straight friends that accept us and that accept me as a gay man, and I'm super thankful for them. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my straight friends that are allies. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that just don't care, that pander to the gay community, that pander during Pride, and that at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't know. It's a performative act. That's really what it is.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of over it. So
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with the bullshit sponsorships being done. Maybe our prides will now just be a little more homespun without all the crazy floats. I remember one year I was at a pride parade and Disney did a float in West Hollywood, and it like shot confetti like every like 5 feet, which I thought was very like bad for the environment. There was confetti all over Santa Monica Boulevard. And I was just like, what has this become? Like, it used to just be kind of like fun little bar floats. And now we've turned into like Disney, like full on like animatronics with confetti. And
You
by
know
the
what?
way,
I would love to see. You can get me at a pride parade when there is a Hallmark Channel float at the parade. Sign me up for that pride parade because I would love to see a Hallmark Channel float.
well, I'm sure they have one at the Thanksgiving Day parade with Macy's. And that's where they should stay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And you know what I want? I want like Jock Bar and Roundup and, you know, Yeehaw and all that kind of gym bar, whatever you want to call them. Exactly. So, by the way, welcome to having our pride back. Enjoy it. It's what it used to be. And let's get rid of the straights out of our freaking business.
We're not going to get rid of the straights.
No, I'm just saying out of our business. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't have to come to our parade. You don't have to like, critique us because guys are in jock straps. It's a ridiculous thing to me. That's all I'm saying.
How about we don't even need a parade? We're good. We're good, guys. We can celebrate. Listen, us as gays, we celebrate a lot. A lot. Don't you think that we celebrate on a daily, nightly basis?
I just think you're missing the point. And that was the point of our Because of Them series. And we'll just get to the next part of this show because we are clearly going to agree to disagree.
Yes. Are we going to talk about Pulse?
Yes, we are going to talk about Pulse for sure. So we basically been spending Pride talking about kind of unsung heroes this year, because I think what really has hit me looking at kind of this Gen Z generation of kids that are gay is they just really don't understand the people that came before us. And it really, really drives me crazy. It's almost like they don't understand our history and like what gay people have really gone through in order to get the rights that we have. And by the way, it's not just gay people. Like, so many different minority groups have fought a good fight to get rights. And I think a lot of it has been, yes, protesting or yes, marching. And the gay pride kind of came from that too, you know, post Stonewall riots. But a lot of it too is just about being a decent, awesome, like honorable human and getting people to just accept you after a period of time, right? And I really wanted to kind of explore a lot of these kind of people that kind of were from our history and talk about it. I personally love history. I mean, part of the reason I even started this podcast thing is because I love researching things and talking about it.
Because you were alive back then, so it makes sense.
I am old. And, you know, I just, I really thought it was important to kind of like dig back and talk about some of these people from the past. I mean, a lot of people don't remember even like Matthew Shepard, who died in 1998. I mean, when we talk about violence against the gay community, I mean, even
I absolutely remember Matthew Shepard. I remember Ellen DeGeneres getting on. She flew out to, what is it called? I remember Ellen DeGeneres flying out to Laramie, getting on stage, crying and saying, "This isn't why I came out. I didn't want this to happen." Yeah. Go ahead. Please finish her.
Oh, no. I mean, I just, like, to me, it just seems like I think that I hear a lot of people talk today about being super afraid to live in this country and just with things going on in legislation. Well, it's not even legislation, let's say executive orders or whatever. And, there's 20-something-year-old kids. And obviously, I remember Matthew Shepard as well. I mean, he was tied to a fence. He was, 20 years old, tied to a fence, beaten, I should say, and left for dead. He didn't die until like 5 days later, but he was in the cold for 18 hours. And he did die 5 days later. And it was just absolutely a tragic moment kind of in our history.
He was also HIV positive.
Was he? I actually didn't know.
Yes, if you watch the movie that they made about it, the police officer actually that renders aid to him at the time, she's not wearing gloves. And it's a big concern. It's a part of the movie or scene in the movie. It's a big concern that she gets his blood on her and doesn't know what to do at that point. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I'm not surprised at all about that. I mean, there's so much fear back then, and it's such a different world today than what we used to have.
Sure.
I mean, I said this, I actually was just in, obviously, Spain, and I met somebody from the quote-unquote new Middle East, and, he's moving to Europe because he said you can lose your job, you can lose your life even, be taken away in a car, if people really did find out. And as he's gotten older, in his like late 30s, super attractive guy, he's wealthy, really accomplished. People are asking, like, why are you in your late 30s not married? And it's like this really bizarre thing. It really harkens back to the days of like what these people went through, right? And we just don't live in that world anymore. And I think like the people that went through a lot of these trials and tribulations, I think are worth talking about. And it's almost like we've forgotten about them, in my opinion. And that's what I guess irritates me more than anything.
First of all, very handsome Spain guy that Blaine met.
A Middle Eastern, I won't say what country, but one of them.
There's a large number of the population, the gay population, that is in their late 30s and not married.
My point is, if you live in certain countries,
yes, I know,
and you have that classification, you have a mark on your back. That is not the case here in the United States today, but not that long ago in 1998, which, is like 27 years ago, obviously Matthew Shepard was killed and tied to a fence and beaten to death. So we've made a lot of progress in just 28 years that you can feel as safe as you can. Like, if something like that happened today, I mean, it would be like completely shocking.
For sure. I mean, I coined the phrase first world problems. I mean, we don't have many problems here in the U.S.
I agree. I think people have just become so, I don't know. I think they become so attuned to just focusing on little things. They forget the big picture. They forget how far we've come. They forget, like, again, they've forgotten who came before us and how much hard work went into it. I mean, I've been a part of this gay rights movement for 20 years and, there's still work to do, but like, I think we're in a pretty good place. I mean, I was in Portugal last year, guys there, like, still like talk about headless torsos. Like, you get on Grindr, like, you won't even see a face pic, period.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, shut up.
I've never had a Grindr.
Okay. Well, basically, nobody's showing their face, right? And I will say I went on a date with a guy and
like
he...
this.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and with his head cut off.
Yeah.
And I went on a date with a guy. I mean, he was so nervous. He was sweating. It was like, he was just like, we went to like the most secluded place.
You mentioned this.
It's just not very comfortable in other parts of the world. And that's Portugal. So I think we just forget how good we have it. And look, I know there's other states where it's not as comfortable. Obviously, we live in Texas. I've been to the deep South. But I've seen huge, my grandfather, though, lives in East Texas. I mean, the acceptance I feel there compared to what it was like, I don't know, 10 years ago is night and day different.
Right. I mean, I came out when I was 22. I'm 39 at the moment. So it's come a long way. It has come a very long way just in that short period of time. And coming from somebody who was born and raised in South Florida, for example, Dallas alone houses more gay bars and gay institutions than where I grew up in South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. You know what I mean? It's kind of shocking.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there was a huge cost for the gay community being visible, in my opinion. And that's kind of like this section for me is like the people that we've covered really in our Because of Them series. To
Yes, that
recap,
one.
is basically Harvey Milk and Gilbert Baker, who did the pride flag, your favorite thing. We can talk a little bit about that.
No, it's okay.
And then also Matthew Shepard. But then, like, also we had things like the Pulse nightclub. You and I both have.
Pulse nightclub was actually my first ever gay bar. It was my first ever gay bar when I was 21, about to turn 22. And I shortly came out after I went to Pulse for the first time. But it really was a safe space. I know that sounds really cliche to say, but for me, when I was in my early 20s and terrified of coming out of the closet, it was a safe space. It was a safe space. Every bartender, every manager, the door guy, the drag queens, and gosh, I think it was Sassy, which I'm not familiar with all of the drag queens, but Sassy, and there was another one that were outside smoking a cigarette when I ended up getting a job there as a door guy.
Oh my God, you were a door guy at Pulse?
Yes. I like to say bouncer, but you don't
really look like a bouncer type.
Yeah, I know. I was a door guy. I checked IDs and then I swept up cigarette butts at the end of the night. But when I was sweeping up cigarette butts, they were outside smoking a cigarette, and they were just the friendliest, kindest people to me. And when the Pulse shooting happened, myself and a group of my friends that had used to frequent Pulse hadn't been to Pulse in quite some time. Like the only time that we would have gone to Pulse at that point in time probably would have been for a special occasion or a birthday. But we still knew bartenders, and we were so close to, the managers and bartenders that were in Pulse when the shooting happened. And it was terrifying. Now, just to say how terrifying it was and how sad it was, waking up the morning after Pulse or the few days after Pulse nightclub shooting, seeing Chick-fil-A open, for example, on a Sunday, which I know is, may not be a big deal to you guys, but to see Chick-fil-A open on a Sunday just to help out this, group of victims that are gay, the gay community, for example, then fast forward 2, 3, 4, a week later, every single storefront had a rainbow flag, had a rainbow support. Like if you go to Orlando and the area that I lived in, which is the area kind of near Pulse, you can't not see a rainbow or some sort of LGBTQ support in one of the windows. It's all over. And to go on Facebook after that and see the amount of love outpouring from France to, all across the country, it really makes you think to yourself like, oh, wow, like we really have come a long way. It's sad that it took 49 people to pass away, for example, but yeah, we have come a very long way. I'm sorry. Please tell your story.
I mean, that was a great thing. I was just going to explain, like, we got 49 people died. I mean, it happened on a Latin night at Pulse. The gunman, Omar Mateen, pledged allegiance to ISIS during the attack, but it wasn't like really clarified that it was a direct connection. I don't think we ever got an answer as to what like his real motive was.
I think the wife had questioned his sexuality. I think that's what it might have been too as well. There's all speculation out there.
But it was also really sad because the bar was like very tight, and then there was so much confusion that people were like trampling each other. It was just awful.
So the way the bar is set up, which I think this is on multiple documentaries these days or on YouTube, the way the bar is set up, there is technically only one entrance in. If you were to look for an emergency exit out the back, that is the entrance that he walked through. He walked through what's behind the bar, the patio. That's the only other emergency entrance that you could have exited out of. And I think that the way he came in, he sprayed bullets and kind of like herded everyone into a corner.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I had a really dear friend that had a place in Orlando at the time. So I went to Orlando all the time. We would go to, every time I was there, I was doing business with him. We had a business together, and every time we would go, he's straight, him and his wife take me to Pulse. They were friends with the owners, and we would just get the best treatment ever. They would give us like bottle service. They didn't even do bottle service at Pulse.
No, if you've ever been to Pulse, it was not a bottle service kind of place.
No, we would roll up and they would like be like, "Oh, we have to do bottle service for them," which was a little embarrassing, but you know, that's
Did you go there when they had a two-way mirror in the bathroom? Like you're at the urinal peeing and you could see out.
Oh, yeah.
They can see in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always fun. Everybody was always so much. I have to say too, the Orlando gay scene, especially back then, was like super fun too. I mean, like Parliament House was great. I mean, I really had a great time. Yeah. But I do remember it was just so devastating. Actually, my business partner back then, he's was on the board of the One Pulse Foundation as well, which has given him a ton of money. And it's amazing, to your point, but just how much the community really came around everybody after that event happened, because it was really devastating.
And just to say, as much as I dislike the rainbow flag, to drive from my house just like 2 miles up the street and pass every single business had a rainbow flag or a rainbow heart in their window showing support. Like you couldn't, I think still to this day, if you drive through that area in Orlando, it's nothing but like rainbow everything.
That is true. And do you even know what the rainbow flag stands for, Reed? You have this like deep hatred of this rainbow flag, and I just want to like talk about it. I know I did a video on it.
I feel like it's just too much. It's too much. Like come up with a cool rainbow logo.
No, the original is great. Well, the original actually had more colors than what it does today, because
are you kidding me? I thought we added like 4 colors.
Oh no, that's called the progress flag, which we'll go ahead and put a thing in there. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 6-color flag that we have today. That's just really the rainbow flag, like kind of like
red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
Red, orange, yellow. Yes. Violet, actually. But yes, we talked about Gilbert Baker, who's the one, Harvey Milk, who was the gay politician who was like murdered by a conservative. But Harvey Milk was the one who had Gilbert Baker design the flag. And we did it because of them for that as well. And it was like really fascinating. But originally it had hot pink and turquoise as well. The only reason they got rid of those 2 colors was because there was fabric shortages. It wasn't like some kind of weird political thing. So, but I will say hot pink stood for sex and turquoise stood for magic and art. So I'm kind of okay with those 2 going, because I don't think that was a value of the community. So the way it stands today, I'm just going to tell you what the colors mean. I'm going to put the flag up in the video
pins and needles over here.
Okay, so red is for life. Orange is for healing, yellow is for sunlight, green is for nature, blue is for serenity, and violet is for spirit. Remember when we had Spirit Day? Did you ever do Spirit Day, or were you not gay then?
First of all, I've been gay since the day I was born.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like out. We had like Spirit Day at some point. I forgot what that was. I think it was like a Trevor Project thing, or It'll Get Better thing. I actually like Spirit Day.
So what year was Trevor Project?
I mean, I actually was It Gets Better Project, I think, did Spirit Day. But I think that was when I was in college, because I wore purple. But that's violet, is spirit. But we're left with those colors. And here's my take on the pride flag, is my point.
Wait, back up. Sorry. What's the updated pride flag?
That's it. Red, orange. So red is for life, orange is for healing, yellow is for sunlight, green is for nature, blue is for serenity, and violet is for spirit.
Keep going, because apparently...
Oh, and then what has happened since this was like what we settled on, right? After they kind of ran out of the colors.
And just to be clear, I have not disliked the rainbow flag prior to its update. Both. Okay. Just to be clear.
So what ended up happening is really, really during 2000 and during the George Floyd thing, everybody thought that the flag wasn't inclusive. So then we added black and brown to...
Not to stop you. You said during 2000.
I'm sorry, 2020. I guess it was 2021. Sorry, dating myself. black and brown to include biopic individuals in our community. So that got added. And then that wasn't enough. So then we added a trans stripes to it. So for the trans community, so basically putting their flag into it. And then on top of that, then the intersex people weren't done. So then they put a circle on the middle of it for the intersex. And now if you really want to get crazy, there's 2 feathers for 2 spirit. So, you know, the reality of the situation is this thing can just get completely out of control and we have like, I don't know, like each community, like asexuals, bears, leather people, like they all have a flag, which is fine. They all have a flag, but like it doesn't all have to be on one flag. The reality of the situation is the original pride flag is perfect as it is because it's a rainbow, it's a spectrum, it's a prism, and it's inclusive of everybody. It never had to do with color, gender, any of these things. It just was inclusive of our community.
It was all walks of the rainbow, you know, all colors of the rainbow, whatever.
And I personally believe that really, and I will say like either straight people or people's pandering to straight people even created this whole thing with the progress flag and all these different flags and adding things to them because it was a bunch of people feeling like they weren't included, wanting to be included, and then people like creating something to sell to them. And it just drives me crazy.
So you're anti-progression is what you're saying.
Oh, I'm so anti anything but the 6-color pride flag. Like it won't happen except for this one. This is my American flag pride pin. So I'll do that.
So you're saying that the American flag needed to be pride themed?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I just happened to do this. And again, like there's this whole conversation this year of like, should our federal buildings have pride flags? People feel literally attacked because the pride flag isn't flying over federal buildings. Look, here's the deal. You and I are both Americans. We live in the United States and we're U.S. citizens. Guess what? We are represented by the American flag. At the end of the day, I don't think our federal buildings have to fly a pride flag in order to be accepted as an American. It should be completely separate. And by the way, I can't even keep up with what our pride flag has become because it's so disgusting where we've gone with it, adding all these different elements. The federal government can't keep up with it if I can't, and the rest of us can't.
They can't keep up with the alphabet that we've
exactly
stolen, you know, like we already have so many letters of the alphabet. Do we really need to take every color and shade?
No, we don't. We can just be happy with the fact that it's a prism and it's inclusive of everybody.
That's why I'm saying you should just change the rainbow, like change it. It's a tacky ass flag anyway. And I mean that prior to its update.
I think you should watch our Because of Them series.
Pre its update. What?
I think pre its update. So you don't like the new update is what you're saying.
No.
I don't either. Yeah.
No. I didn't like it before it got updated. And I especially don't like it now. I think I specified that for coming from a person that does not like the rainbow, like does not a fan of the rainbow flag and anything else, to see so much support for the LGBTQ community driving down the street, it's gut wrenching. It makes you feel emotional. It's happy, you know, to see so many people that you never thought. I mean, these are people
because it stands for something.
I appreciate that. I just don't like the rainbow. I just don't like the rainbow flag. This is me. I think it's tacky as fuck.
Wow. Well, the reality is it stands for a lot of people that came before you.
And I support that. I support them. Just don't expect me to wear one. Like
you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to, but I also think you're probably feeling a lot of this because it has just been, in my opinion, bastardized over the last, like, especially 10 to 15 years.
It's just tacky, in my opinion, but okay.
I mean, I don't know. I really like took a deep dive into kind of a lot of historical figures that, you know, I was inspired by in our community that I didn't even really know about necessarily. So like one of my favorites was Bayard Rustin.
He's a bear? What?
Bayard Rustin.
I'm listening.
Okay, so this is the crazy thing about him. He was a Black openly gay man, and he was the chief organizer for the 1963 March on Washington for Martin Luther King.
Very cool. He died August 24th, 1987.
Yes.
Yep.
The crazy thing about this story for me, and what inspired me about his story, and he spoke at that rally too, but people didn't even televise it because he was gay. And, he never stopped fighting no matter what. And he planned the security for Dr. King and his speeches. I mean, he was his right hand. But he never really graduated above a deputy. Like, he was kind of always like at the side, because in that community and at that time, he wasn't really allowed to be super high level because of his sexuality. I mean, that just like blows my mind today, right? Like, you can be like the architect of like the greatest civil rights movement in the world and yet still be basically a second-class citizen.
I mean, this all goes back to the first episode we recorded showing Cary Grant.
Yeah.
He couldn't be openly gay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, none of these people could be openly gay, so it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, he did live openly gay. And I mean, this is obviously in the 60s. And he was fighting for, rights for African Americans. But then again, he was somehow also a second-class citizen because he was, a homosexual as well. It's just such a powerful story to me. Just like amazing. And that's why I'm like, we have so many people that, to me, the pride flag represents them, because they were the ones who really showed up and fought for the right to be us today.
Now, remember, we are saying this, I will just throw out the elephant in the room. We are two white males. So for us to say, hey, what are you complaining about? We have it so easy. We have it so easy, to other ethnic backgrounds.
Look, I mean, I actually profiled quite a few Black gay historical figures. I mean, Marsha P. Johnson, for one. Obviously, she's like the most famous of all. Most likely was killed for her advocacy at the end of the day. But she was definitely the, probably the one that everybody thinks about when they think about like the gay civil rights movement, I would say. But she was trans, and she actually, one of the things I loved is she really founded an organization to help trans youth and transition. She was one of the people at the Stonewall riots that actually like fought. And that's where these pride parades started from, by the way, Reed. Is Stonewall.
I get you.
It was a raided bar in New York, in Chelsea. Have you ever been?
No.
It's still there. It's so cool.
I mean, I believe it. It's cool. I actually thought it was in London, but
it's in New York.
Yes, I fully accept my ignorance when it comes to this, but it's okay.
I think those are the people that you kind of have to honor.
I agree.
There was another woman that I profiled, is Nicole Ramirez, who was a drag queen as well, also worked with Marsha. And, I'm sorry, she didn't work with Marsha. Nicole Ramirez is another one, and she's a Chicago drag queen that, like, a lot of these drag queens have like literally like changed the shape of like our history today.
Right. It's ironic that you say that, because a movie that I remember growing up on, my parents rented it from Blockbuster, and we watched it over and over and over. I know, right? It was called Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Now, have you seen it?
No.
Are you serious? We're talking Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, and Wesley Snipes are the three main characters, and they're all drag queens that are making their way from New York to LA for some big drag competition. And
so is this like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but US based? You don't know that movie.
Yeah, no. But I will say Stockard Channing was in it, like really like Blythe Danner, really big name actors were in this movie. And it honestly, I like, as a kid, I was like, oh my God, John Leguizamo. So he's actually a girl mom. Like, I was so stupid. But if you watch this movie, as a drag queen, he looks legit. But I remember watching those growing up, and my family was so funny that they were like subtly telling me that they were accepting, and I was oblivious to it, you know?
Yeah. It's, I mean, the fight is just like amazing to me. And, but none of those people are drag queens. You know, that's another rant for another day.
They're not, but for them to play these. So I did learn that Patrick Swayze, his mom was a showgirl, either a showgirl or something. And he spent a lot of time with her in the dressing rooms, like with all these women getting ready and whatnot. And I guess he ended up meeting a lot of gay people or a lot of drag queens at some point in time. And that's why he showed his support. Wesley Snipes, 1995, like dressing up in drag to
I
be
guess
in a
that
movie.
is kind of like pretty revolutionary.
John Leguizamo, like.
Well, I have to tell you, one of the, I think, coolest things that I learned during the series, speaking of biopic, gay individuals, was William Dorsey Swann. You know, the Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence in our community?
No.
They're the guys that dress up like the nuns. It's a little irreverent, but it's a thing.
No.
Oh, they do a lot for the community, and they're always raising money and stuff. Anyway, one of them popped up in my comments and was like, "You really have to profile William Dorsey Swann." I was like, "Who's William Dorsey Swann? Do you know?" I can guarantee you, not one person probably watching any of this knows.
That's not necessarily true. We have some very intelligent listeners.
True. Well, he was born into slavery in Maryland in 1858, and then he was emancipated, and he was the first drag queen ever. And he looks fabulous in these photos. And they're like the real 1890s like photos, black and white, like everything.
Yeah, that's why that question that you asked earlier.
It was.
I was like, no way.
Yeah, no. And he was an emancipated slave, moved to Washington, D.C., and he would have these like fabulous drag balls with like candlelight and music. And then he would have other emancipated slaves there as well. And he got arrested like a ton for it because you weren't allowed to be lewd and dressed as a woman back then. But man, he made a really good woman, I gotta say. Like, he was tall and gorgeous, and at least in the pictures, what I can tell, and really just had these fancy parties. But he did ask for a pardon from Theodore Roosevelt, I think. Is that right? I'm almost positive that's correct. But oh, no, sorry, that's not right. Grover Cleveland, that's what it is. Grover Cleveland, who was probably our worst U.S. president ever. He didn't give him one, by the way.
I'm listening.
But anyway, he was the first drag queen, speaking of. And I mean, that was in the 1890s. That's when it all kind of started, I guess. I wonder how he came up with that idea. Like, that's the first RuPaul. Do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
No, I don't.
Have you ever?
Yeah, I've watched it, but I've watched it. Like, I think it's funny. In my opinion, it's comedy.
I mean, I do like RuPaul. I don't really watch it anymore. I used to a lot more, but I don't really do that much more anymore.
I mean, RuPaul has made a dynasty for herself.
I think it's himself, or I guess herself when he's Ru. Yeah, I guess he's always Ru. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know.
RuPaul is in Tu Wong Fu, by the way.
Oh, so there you go. Then it's all fine. If RuPaul's in it.
It's circa 1995. You have to watch it. I'm telling you, it's a great movie.
Well, I will definitely watch it. And you need to watch Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I'll consider it.
It's about these drag queens that go across Australia on a bus.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Yeah. What year was it?
They're going to Perth. I think it's in the 90s.
So like around the same time.
By the way, this is like a necessary part of gay culture. Reed.
What?
Watching Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Listen, man, I was watching Tu Wong Fu at age 10.
Okay.
Like, come on.
Okay, excuse me while I go get your gay card. Because you definitely earned it.
Thank you. I watched First Wives Club. I mean, there were no.
Okay,
drag
First
queens,
Wives Club, by the way, is the most underrated best movie of all time, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know what my ultimate dream is? And I just have to divert from our very serious discussion.
Sure.
My ultimate dream for Halloween is to do First Wives Club and to be skinny enough to do Goldie Hawn. That won't ever happen. I probably have to be Diane Keaton. That's okay.
You mean Bette Midler?
Not Bette Midler. I don't want to be Bette Midler. I'd be Diane Keaton or Goldie Hawn, but I just really want to be Goldie Hawn because I feel like
just
I'm
going to be an actress and have all the feelings.
I mean, I am an actress and I do have all the feelings and I have all the filler too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. I love that movie. I'll probably watch that movie tonight.
Have you gotten filler done?
Yes, I totally do. I have calcium filler here. I don't have lip filler, but then I do Botox, but I have calcium filler in my cheeks. It pulls them back like this. Just to kind of get rid of these, like soften these lines here. Well, Reed, you're not quite my age yet, but once you are, you'll understand.
Dude, I'll be 40 in a month.
Oh, no, not 40 in a month. What are you going to do for your birthday?
Nothing. It's August 1st. Nothing.
I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do nothing. Oh my God, that's right around when Gay Pride is in Dallas. Just kidding.
God. No, I will not get on a float. I will not I'm not celebrating my 40th birthday.
You won't get on a float in a jockstrap?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I don't know why I questioned that for too much wine.
But it is on his dirty Twitter, so you can find it there.
No. My dirty Twitter is just a bunch of never mind. It's nothing.
Oh, see, the real tea's coming out about Reed and his dirty Twitter and his more than 20 people that he's hooked up with. See, it always comes out.
I've definitely hooked up with more than 20 people. I've not had sex with more than 20 people. I'd venture to say much less.
I'm like contemplating exactly what you're saying on this one, but okay. I don't believe you, but okay.
Like hooked up and have sex or two.
I mean, how can I go to Spain and almost like do more than you? And it's not, no.
Yes, Blaine. Yes, it's okay. It is okay that you went to Spain for a week and you've had sex with more people.
I didn't say that.
Adam alone went on a cruise for fuck's sake, and one night.
I know.
He had sex with
gross. Don't say it.
30 dudes in one night. No offense, Adam. Love you, Adam.
It's that's a little much for me. I couldn't do that.
Because we all know Adam was just.
Well, that's not the pride that I was saying that we fought for, but okay.
Right.
But she each their own, really to each their own. I mean, it's totally
For sure.
It's just not your thing or really mine.
Now that night with that's fucking relationship anarchy that's anarchy. That's just straight up anarchy.
What, having sex with 30 people on one night?
And
Oh yeah, that is total relationship anarchy for sure.
That's not that's straight anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. I love you, Adam. I love you. I do.
Yeah. Well, you just love throwing him under the bus is what I think.
No. I'm sorry. I did not mean to throw Adam under the bus. Fuck, 30 people in one night. He said it himself. He admitted it.
Well, I do think we get a lot of flack for this stuff because as we talk about like our rights and like, I don't know what we fought for. It's like, did we really fight for that? I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things we fought for. If you want to have sex with 30 people in a night, yeah, you should. Go right ahead. To each their own.
To each their own. Absolutely. I very much agree with you on that. To further explain my reasoning behind feeling the way I do about people that talk shit about monogamous people, I have personally experienced judgment for not wanting to open up a relationship that I had. And again,
was it from the guy that you were like dating?
It was both. It was back when I lived in Orlando. It was both from the guy that I was dating and my barber, who was a close friend of mine so his long-term relationship, my barber's long-term relationship had ended very dramatically. Like we all had to kind of help him move out of the place. And it was all because his boyfriend at the time had cheated on him. Well, he started dating somebody else, fast forward, and come to find out one night we were shooting pool somewhere, I think. And out of nowhere, he was talking to his boyfriend and said, "Oh yeah, if you want to bring that guy home, you can. And I personally was kind of like offended. I was like, I don't want to say his name, but let's call him John. I was like, John.
That's not a really fun nickname, by the way. You can come up with better ones. I have good nicknames for people.
His name is very Asian.
Why can't you just come up with like a quality or something funny?
Snoopy. We'll say Snoopy.
God, you're bad at this. Okay.
I know, I really am. So I was like, dude, I thought that we were on the same page when it came to monogamy. Like, did you and Kyle open up your relationship? And he looked at me and he's like, Reed, you're just so close-minded. It's stupid. It's ridiculous how close-minded you are. And he started judging me because I've always been monogamous. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying about judgmental people against us monogamous people. Like, again, I don't care if you're opening up your relationship. That particular circumstance or situation was with a close friend of mine who had always led me to believe that he believed in monogamy, right? Well, the moment that I asked him, just as his buddy, I was like, so have you and Kyle started opening up your relationship? He immediately turned around and was like, Reed, you're just so close-minded. I can't, like, why wouldn't you open up your relationship? It's stupid not to. I'm like, now you're trying to make me feel stupid for believing in monogamy when ultimately the question was, did you start opening up your relationship? I just want to know now because I want to know if I need to get 3 gifts for Christmas, 2 gifts. Like, that was a dick comment.
Wow. Well, I think we need to have a whole episode on thruples and monogamy. And
I have close friends that live in Denver that are thruples.
And I think, and you maybe have someone else that you were telling me about today that we can actually interview, which I think would be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
That is straight.
Yes, she is. She's not though. She's
straight bi.
She's bisexual. Has 2 baby daddies. Baby guys. Beautiful children. They've made beautiful children together. But yeah, I would probably describe them more as swingers. Is that what you describe them as?
Yeah, I would call it swing.
Don't want to be wrong about what I'm saying.
You're so nervous about it.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not out to offend anybody. Like, I've never been one to offend anybody. I do accept all walks of life. I accept everyone. I just don't think it's fair for me to get judged because I want to be in a monogamous relationship. I think that's kind of hypocritical, straight up hypocritical to judge me for wanting to be in a monogamous relationship just because you aren't in a monogamous relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think the reality of the situation is our community is very diverse and everybody has their own little thing. And that's what this whole fight was for everybody to just live their own damn lives the way they wanted to.
Right.
And that's what all these people fought for that we've been talking about this whole month, right?
We're getting a little, in my opinion, I think we're getting a little carried away but that's my personal opinion.
No, but look, pride is, no. Our community is just about like whatever works for you, right? So you can be ride or die monogamous. Some are open, some are poly, and some are still figuring it out.
Okay, you said poly, and I got in trouble for saying that.
No, this is the way you said it. You said it in a very judgmental way. I'm not saying it in a judgmental way.
I said the entire word instead of just saying poly. I said polygamy. You do know that poly is short for polygamy, right? Like,
I think it was just taken a different way.
Fuck.
I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for it, by the way. But look, the reality of the situation is I think that, like I said, but look, this whole community has evolved so much and everybody has their own thing and that makes them happy. And guess what? In the United States, we're allowed to live that way, whatever makes us happy. That's what's great.
Right. No, I agree with you. I do. I see a lot of relationships. So like the young lady that you were talking about me bringing on, she has her and her partner, who's a male. They have a beautiful daughter. They have a beautiful, she has 2 children. She has an older daughter that she had with a previous man. And now they have a younger daughter that they both had together, if that makes any sense. But they're not married and they're perfectly in love to a degree. And they make it work. I'm not saying that relationships have to be conventional or I don't know. Not all relationships have to be monogamous. I get it. Like, you can love more than one person. It's just not me, but
Who you love, Reed.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll find you a man that you can be monogamous with.
I am not desperate.
But in the meantime, I'm just saying that, like, this whole fight has been for us to do whatever the hell we want. And that
if you're not, listen, guys, if you're not out there doing whatever the hell you fucking want now, then you're not living.
that
Whatever the
I
fuck you want.
agree. Cheers to
God.
that.
Yeah.
And by the way, cheers to all of the people that really came before us, that gave us the ability to live and love who we want.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, really, from Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, who were like our first episode, I guess, this month. And then we had our friend Matt, who, you know, was forced out of the closet. He was a great story. And reliving that was really traumatic because that was like a year ago we recorded that one, finally launched it. And then really just all these Because of Them series, you know, Bayard, Marsha, Stormy, the lesbian nurses who gave their blood, the Blood Sisters.
Matthew Shepard chose to go into chose to move back to Laramie, Wyoming, just to, you know, walk into a gay bar, or not a gay bar. I'm sorry, a bar.
A bar. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. There's just so many people that you can name, and I just hope that people really take stock and, I don't know, think about the community and all these people who fought for our rights, because I think we're in a pretty good place today where you can have discussions about whatever stupid, what was it again? What did they call it? What was this relationship type thing?
All right, so it's an article that Blaine, I'm sure, will post a link for, but it's called Relationship Anarchy. Do you want to?
No, we're going to do a whole thing on relationship types later. It's too much to get into. It's very deep.
Relationship Anarchy is all...
We're wrapping up this. You can go to our story. You know what you can do? You can do a Read Between the Lines, Reed's new series for Coffee with Gays, because Blaine's been doing all the Coffee with Gays series. So how about you do a whole Read Between the Lines on Relationship Anarchy? And I would love to watch it.
It would be anarchy if I was doing a...
Yes, you can live any way you want. And honestly, that's why I'm thankful to be living in the time that we're living now, because God, it was hard to be gay back then. Really, it was. I mean,
how would you know? Oh, wait, you were there. You were.
I was there. I feel like I've lived it in really researching everyone's history. But yeah, I am glad that we're living in the day that we are living in now. So that's just my thought.
I agree.
What are your closing thoughts on Pride as we finally end this Pride Month?
God, it was so great. So not celebrating Pride.
Well,
no, I'm very. Listen, I'm a non-ashamed, openly gay man. So Pride Month, all for it.
And I think that you can be very prideful about that, because it's all these people that we talked about this month that have kind of paved the way for you to not be ashamed.
For sure. Very grateful.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be like probably sulking in a gay bar on Melrose, you know, getting arrested in a raid.
I would definitely be arrested, but yeah.
Yeah, me too, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very thankful. Like I said, I feel like we have our pride back this year. I feel like it's been returned to us. Let's have some pride in our community and thank everyone that's really come before us. And by the way, there's a ton of non-famous people and non-civil rights leaders that have also like fought the good fight, that are no longer with us, that like, you know, we have to thank for this.
For sure. We appreciate everyone, anyone that's supportive of one another. Be kind.
I just hope people really realize that what we have today is actually a pretty good thing. And let's just be a little bit more thankful for it and live our lives free and open the way we can, the best way we can.
Put a little love in your heart.
Well, in that case, I'm going to end it there.
I need more wine.
I just want to say happy Pride and thanks to everyone for making Coffee with Gays. You know what it is. Follow for more content like this. We have a lot of guests coming up in future shows. We'll be going live not live, but we'll be dropping new episodes every Thursday, getting better at it. Our socials are heating up because we have been like just posting like crazy.
And when he says we, he means he.
Me.
Blaine.
Yes. But
Blaine has been posting like crazy.
I have gotten so good at it. I'm just like, boom. So follow Coffee with Gays.
It's debatable.
TikTok's the only different one. It's Coffee with Gays pod, because I started a completely new account for many reasons, but pretty sure we got shadow banned on the old one. Oops. But all the other ones are just at Coffee with Gays, so follow us there. And let's make this thing a success. And we're excited and we'd also like to hear like what you want to hear us talk about as well.
For sure. Please reach out and tell us if you have questions, if you guys want us to get a message out there for you, please, by all means, we're happy to do so.
I mean, half of my Because of Them series was people's suggestions on people that were from the gay rights movement that I didn't even know existed. And I was like, yes.
Where are you getting these comments?
On our social media, which you don't check.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at the social media, but for sure,
he's gonna
Blaine
get
gets it.
And I will send him the messages, especially if you ask for where his naughty Twitter is.
It's what yeah, sure. Yeah.
I will definitely do it. And Reed will also be posting videos soon because I can't do it all myself.
Right. Yes. What Blaine said.
Well, thank you, Reed, for this episode of Coffee with Gays. Thank you to everyone for listening. And I will say this, Pride didn't start with us, and it sure as hell doesn't end here. So,
for sure. Cheers.
Cheers, Reed.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good one.